Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely flip the script on how we think about informational reports. We're moving way past basic grammar and writing tips, and instead, we're going to look at the actual engineered architecture of information. We're talking about designing documents that are specifically optimized for busy decision makers.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is the harsh reality of business reporting. Most professionals do not read reports from start to finish. I mean, a report is not a mystery novel, right? You don't need to build suspense up to some big reveal. Your audience, usually busy executives, they scan. They look at the executive summary, jump directly to the section that actually matters to them, and move on with their day. So, we really need to create highly scannable documents that respect their time.
To map out our explainer today, we're looking at 4 key areas. First, writing for the scanner. Second, crafting a clear introduction. Third, organizing with strong headers. And fourth, we'll review a model progress report together. Let's get to it.
Starting off with Section 1, writing for the scanner and the standard report structure.
Think of this standard structure as your completely reliable blueprint. You've got your title page and executive summary right up front. Then the introduction, which clearly outlines your purpose, scope, and background. Next up is the body, containing all your key findings, followed finally by the conclusion and any necessary appendices. Because this structure is so standardized across the business world, an executive can pick up your document and instantly locate the exact data they need without having to slog through every single page. It's brilliant.
Moving on to Section 2, crafting a clear introduction, or basically, how to effectively set the stage. To set that stage effectively, we absolutely have to focus on scope. Now, this concept is a total game changer. The scope essentially defines the strict boundaries of your report. Crucially, it tells the reader exactly what the report covers, and just as importantly, what it does not cover. By clearly stating your boundaries, like pointing out that the report only covers weeks 5 through 8 of a project, or that it strictly addresses a mechanical failure but not the ensuing insurance claim, you're perfectly managing expectations. This completely prevents misunderstandings right out of the gate.
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference that scope and specificity can make. Look at a typical vague intro that just says, "This report is about our project." That offers literally zero value to a busy reader. Now compare that to a clear intro that provides the exact project name, specific dates, the core goal, and the organizational context, like explicitly noting it's the third of 6 scheduled reports. A reader picking this up for the first time is instantly oriented. They know exactly where they are.
Let's jump into Section 3, organizing with strong headers, which is all about navigating the body of your document.
Okay, so once you're in the actual body of the report presenting your factual findings, the first organizational method you can lean on is chronological. This simply maps everything out linearly by time. It's absolutely perfect for things like progress reports, incident reports, or trip reports, where the exact sequence of events is the single most critical factor. But hey, chronological isn't your only tool here. You might use a topical organization instead. Say, breaking a building inspection report down into electrical, plumbing, and HVAC. Or, if you're dealing with urgent situations that demand immediate action, you'd use a most important first hierarchy. That means putting the critical system failure right at the very top where it absolutely cannot be missed.
Regardless of the specific method you choose, strong headers act as your reader's signposts. A weak header, like Section 2, Results, tells the reader almost nothing. Contrast that with something punchy like Q3 sales performance by region. A busy reader should be able to just scan your headers and instantly grasp the entire message and structure of your report without having to read the paragraphs below.
Now, what's really fascinating is how we can supercharge those strong headers by combining them with a decimal numbering system. Notice here how 2.0 is project status, which then neatly breaks down into 2.1 and 2.2. It gives the whole document this beautifully clean, professional hierarchy. Plus, it makes referencing incredibly easy during a fast-paced meeting. You can just say, "Hey everyone, let's turn to Section 2.1, and boom, everyone is instantly on the exact same page. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 4, the Model Progress Report, featuring the Riverside Park cleanup.
Let's bring all this theory together with a tangible, real-world example. Notice how cleanly this model report separates its timeframes. You've got completed work, current work, and next steps. They also ditch those vague adjectives and replace them with highly specific numbers, like detailing an exact soil pH of 6.2 to 6.8. It's concise, it's crystal clear, and it's totally actionable.
Speaking of specific numbers, consider this: 58%.
Right there in the executive summary, the author explicitly states that invasive species removal is exactly 58% complete. Using precise numbers like this builds immediate credibility. You aren't guessing, and you definitely aren't exaggerating. You are strictly reporting the facts.
But the true test of credibility actually comes in the issues and risks section. So the crucial point is that a truly professional report does not hide bad news. The author openly states that heavy rain delayed the project, and they frankly admit they have a volunteer retention problem. Honestly, that transparency is exactly what makes the report so valuable to the ultimate decision maker.
And notice, they don't just wave their hands and say, "We lost some volunteers." They punch in with this exact number, a 15% drop-off rate, which equates to exactly 6 out of 40 people. By quantifying the bad news, it actually empowers the team to propose a highly specific, logical solution, which, in this particular report, was planning a targeted volunteer appreciation event. You simply can't fix a problem if you don't clearly define it first.
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. How would this report be different if the writer tried to hide those problems? Really think about that. If they hid the rain delays, the schedule would silently slip, and eventually, trust would be completely broken. Clear, highly structured, and ruthlessly honest reporting isn't just about good grammar. It is the absolute ultimate mark of professional credibility. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.